We have it all in this week's episode of New Mexico State Sports Weekly. After their bye week, we sit down with head football coach Doug Marvin to preview his team's upcoming home game against Texas State. With basketball practice underway, head men's basketball coach Marvin Menzies will join us as we look forward to his team's upcoming season. New Mexico State alum Brian Green was named the new head coach of the Aggies baseball program during the summer. Coach Green will stop by to talk about his vision for the program. After a pair of tournament wins last week, head men's golf coach Mike Dirks will help us break down his team's recent play, and head women's basketball coach Trakh will join me in studio to preview his team's upcoming season. It's a loaded show full of coaches. It's time to get started. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. Welcome to another episode of New Mexico State Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Adam Young. After a bye week last week, the New Mexico State football team is getting ready for the first of 3 straight home games this Saturday against Texas State. The Aggies will look for win number 3 when Texas State comes to Las Cruces for the Military Appreciation Game. Joining me now to preview this weekend's game is head football coach Doug Marvin. Coach, is your team refreshed after the bye week?
Yeah, they are, Adam. That was a much-needed break for us. You know, we played 8 straight games, and that's a lot, especially for a young team like ours. So having the week off, it helped us get better in some areas. We were focused in practice on a few areas that we need to fix, and we also gave the players time to get healed up.
How did you treat the bye week as a whole? I know you had to get some players healthy, and also we're trying to improve.
Yeah, we took Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week and practiced really hard. We held a lot of kids out of the practice, like Rodney Butler was a guy that didn't need to be in there much, Teldrick Morgan. But worked all the young kids quite a bit. It was really geared to the quarterbacks. We were trying to make sure we got the turnover things issued with the quarterbacks and get those resolved and give them a lot of work and try to rest most of the kids on the defense. That's where most of our bumps and bruises and injuries are right now.
Speaking of the quarterback situation, Andrew Allen got the start last game in Idaho, but Tyler Rogers also played. How do you view that position right now?
Well, I think, you know, the guy that gives us the best chance to win football games right now is Tyler because he has a grasp of the whole offense, the run and pass. Andrew is really good right now with the run game. He has a couple of passes that he can execute, but he still has some maturing to come along. He's going to be a really good quarterback down the line. Nick Jonte's our third-team quarterback. He's going to be a really good quarterback down the line. Tyler is going to be a good quarterback. So we're going to go with Tyler right now because he's the guy that gives us the best chance to win, and then we know we have Andrew ready to come in if we need him.
Do you see yourself using both guys possibly Saturday?
You know, both could play. I hope that Tyler plays well enough that we don't have to do that. That'd be a great sign for us. So we'll see where it goes.
You have your next 3 games at home. How big of an advantage is that?
It's a big help. You know, we've got a great home crowd here. Our fans that show up are tremendous. They're loud, they're enthusiastic. Our players love playing here in Aggie Memorial and the new turf and everything. Traveling is hard when you go around the country like we do, so it's an advantage for us playing at home.
Is your message to the players still the same as it has been the entire year?
Well, it is, Adam, and then the other thing is, you know, we haven't played our best football yet. This football team is capable of playing much better than what we've played, and we haven't seen the progress that I want to see overall as a team. So that was the message, that we've got 4 games to start playing our best football and to give our fans something to get excited about, give our seniors something to get excited about on their way out, and building something for the future. And it's going to be rough. We get 4 of the best Sun Belt teams coming in here the next 4 weeks that we're going to be playing. So it starts with Texas State, and we're looking forward to it.
Finally, Coach, you take on a good Texas State team. What do they do well?
Yeah, I think they're just a good, sound football team. I don't know that they excel in either area, but they're just really sound on offense and defense. They're really good in the kicking game. The punt return is first in the conference in punt return. Really well coached. Coach Franchione does a great job. He's been a really good mentor to me. You know, he coached at the University of New Mexico for a while, and he's a guy that I've used as a resource in how to build this program here. So I have a lot of respect for what he's done there.
New Mexico State will start the first of 3 consecutive home games this Saturday at Aggie Memorial Stadium against Texas State. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Adam.
When we return, head men's basketball coach Marvin Menzies will join me in the studio. Practice is underway and expectations are high as the Aggies look for a 4th straight WAC championship. Coach will fill us in on his team's progress. When we come back, stay tuned. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. Welcome back to New Mexico State Sports Weekly. Your Aggie men's basketball team starts their regular season on November 14th at Wichita State. Practice is underway, and the Aggies are looking to make the NCAA tournament for the 4th straight season. Joining me now to preview the upcoming season is head men's basketball coach Marvin Menzies. Coach, basketball's back. How's practice been so far?
Well, good, really good, actually. You know, when you have a bunch of young kids, you're expecting those experienced guys to kind of lead them in practice, and that's been happening so far. So, yeah, I keep talking about the seniors being the guys that it's up to them how good we are this year, and they've so far they've jumped off to a pretty good start with leading those guys the way they have in the locker room and on the court.
Because of all the players you have back and all the seniors, has there been a little less teaching so far in practice?
You know what? I would like to have thought that was going to be the route we were going to go, but you know, Adam, it didn't work out that way because we do have a bunch of young guys. Yeah. So we're trying to. What we've done is we've kind of come up with breakdown drills that lean towards the seniors' way. We separate them a little bit, and the experienced guys, and you can throw Ian into that mix, and Trayvon, and a couple guys over here, Tanvir as well because he's practiced. But then we're doing some other stuff for the younger guys too to kind of get them up to speed. So we're having to balance practice a little bit differently than we did in the past. 3
straight NCAA tourney appearances. How high are the expectations this year?
Well, they're high. I mean, they're real high. You know, you get a little taste, you want more, but I'm humble enough and seasoned enough to know that you can't worry about the NCAA tournament until you get through non-conference, and then you get through WAC, and then you get through the WAC tournament. So we'll deal with the tournament and the possibility of getting back to the tournament, all of that, when the time comes. So we've got to take incremental steps, and I know this sounds kind of cliche-ish, but we do have to take it one game at a time. We really do. And we got to. I think the kids got ahead of themselves a little bit last year, and then you go in there and we didn't win the WAC conference regular season, right. And everybody keeps forgetting that. We were second, so we've got some unfinished business just in the regular season.
You get tested early at Wichita State, at St. Mary's. How would you grade the non-conference schedule as a whole?
I think that what we've done and the schedule that we put together, I got to give Coach Weir a lot of credit for that. He spends an enormous amount of time negotiating with other schools, and you're trying to put your calendar together, and you got to find dates that work with some guys, and you're trying to get home games on the weekends. You're trying to get quality talent to come into the school. So it's a real complicated puzzle, scheduling in it overall. But when it all shook out, I thought we ended up with a really good slate at Wichita State, top 10 team in the country for your first kickoff. Obviously a great opportunity there at St. Mary's, at Baylor. We got at UNM, at UTEP. And we still have the couple good teams coming to us too. So when you look at Colorado State out of the Mountain West. So when you look at the whole enchilada, you're going, hey, these are some great opportunities here, and that's how you have to take them.
Finally, Coach, WAC Player of the Year, Daniel Mullings is back. What does he have left to prove?
Daniel's got to try to go make some money professionally. That really is what this season's going to be about. And how do you maximize your dollars as a professional is you win. If you're a winner. So what he's got to do is concentrate on the team, and we're going to take care of him. I'm going to put him in situations to be successful. I'm going to play to his strengths. I'm going to coach to his strengths. So all he's got to do is continue to trust me like he's already done this whole journey, and he'll be fine. But the winning is going to get him a couple more bucks.
Be sure to come out to the Pan American Center to watch this year's Aggies basketball team compete for another WAC title. The home season gets underway on November 19th against Northern Colorado. Coach, we appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
You got it.
When we come back, we'll be sitting down with first-year head baseball coach Brian Green. After 6 years as an assistant at Kentucky, Green returns to his alma mater. Coach Green joins us in studio next. Stay tuned. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. New Mexico State recently welcomed former Aggie Brian Green as the new head coach of Aggie baseball. Having deep roots in Las Cruces and in MSU, Coach Green and his team have made a big impact in the community leading up to this season. Head baseball coach Brian Green is with me in studio. Coach, welcome back to Las Cruces. How excited are you to lead this program?
Well, if there's a bigger word than excited, let's use it. I couldn't be more thrilled to be here. Going to school here, graduating here, meeting my wife here. having family roots here. The excitement level every day when I get out of bed is still there, and I'm just pumped to go to work every day.
What's your vision for the baseball program here at New Mexico State?
It's to be a top 25 program, you know, and it's I said it in the interview room and I said it in the press conference, but a vision for the program is that we can create an RV program where people want to come and watch New Mexico State baseball for a weekend and turn this thing into something that's never been done. And it's a top 25 program, and I know the president sees that as well, and the community. I know it's a baseball community. We got great weather. We got a great school. We can get that done. It's just going to take a lot of work, but we see it happening.
Is it a building process, or do you feel like your team can have success right away?
I think it's a combination of both. You know, we're in the middle of team practice. We're into our 6th team practice, which will be this afternoon. But it's a combination of both. You know, we're trying to change the way that we do things. Number one, culturally, we've got 3 fall goals. Number 1 is to start with the culture of the team. 2 is to establish a specific approach within our club, and then 3 is a work ethic that we're trying to establish. So we're trying to get those done, and we feel good about culture and work ethic. The skill perspective is not where we would like it. I think any coach would tell you that. Yeah. But and then putting a lot of emphasis onto the recruiting and getting this thing where we expect to compete for WAC championships in top 25 years.
Your coaching staff was recently announced. What are your thoughts on the staff you put together?
I think that's probably my greatest effort as a recruiter, getting Joel Mangrum to come here, you know, take a bit of a pay cut to come here and move his family across country. Joel's from Mississippi. Tremendous recruiter, tremendous pitching coach, tons of success at Austin Peay, 15 professional drafts in 5 years and 2 conference pitchers of the year. We'll pitch in New Mexico State, you know, and it's going to start with recruiting and a base of what Joel is going to implement. And then bringing in Mike Brown and Ben Jackson from Kentucky. I love those 2 guys. You know, they're with me for 2 years. Mike played at Kentucky, hit 370, typical grinder, overachiever, a California guy, and then Ben's from Georgia. He's our volunteer, and I couldn't be more thrilled with our staff, and I think you're really seeing the benefits of that even in the recruiting trail. The guys are working their tails off.
This is your program. You didn't have that when you were an assistant at Kentucky, UCLA, other stops. How exciting is that challenge? It's
awesome. I mean, it's, you know, I think really the first month or the first 5 weeks, there was still a part every day where I thought, man, there's nowhere else to go. It's on you. And but that's been fun because you get that itch and it starts really burning for you. And it really, about 2 years ago, I really thought that I wanted to do this. And now being the guy in charge, and I think more importantly, having the people that believe in you, and you feel that as a head coach when you're asking things to be done, that they're right there in your corner. It makes it so easy. So although I am the guy and it is my program, which I'm pumped to be a part of and get out in the community and sell it, I know I've got 3 people committed with the same goals that I have.
Finally, Coach, your team has been really active in the community. How important is that to you?
It's everything, Adam. I have on my desk when I interviewed, I ran on 3 things. I said I wanted to recruit and develop at a high level, that we wanted to teach within a system, and that we wanted to inspire a community. And I have that on my desk, and I want to put it on my wall as a reminder that when you're selling, whether it be recruiting or in the interview process, what you're promising, you need to uphold on a daily basis. And inspiring the community was one of our 3 goals. I felt like that if we could do that, get out there at a high level, just get out, that'll really back up the true goals that we want, to be an RV program. If we want to get people in the stands and get people excited about the program, well, we're going to have to earn that. So we want to get out. Our guys have done a great job. We've been everywhere. We put together some videos, and it makes me proud because, in fact, I got a phone call this morning. I did not know you were going to ask me that question. At about 8:20 in the morning, I got a phone call from a 575. It was an elderly woman, and she said, "Coach, I don't know you, but I can tell you have great young men." And well, thank you, man. It's a great start to the week. So it's been fun.
That's good stuff. Keep close tabs on the Aggie baseball team by checking out nmstatesports.com. The season is only a few months away. Coach, welcome back to Las Cruces.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
When we return, we'll be joined by head men's golf coach Mike Dirks. His team picked up a pair of tournament wins last week to continue their impressive play. Coach Dirks will give us all the details after the break on New Mexico State Sports Weekly. It has been an impressive start to the season for the New Mexico State men's golf team. Led by head coach Mike Dirks, the Aggies picked up 2 wins in 2 tournaments last week to wrap up their fall season. Las Cruces native Isaac Mary led the Aggies in their recent tournament in El Paso, finishing tied for 3rd to help direct the Aggies to the tournament win. Here with me now in studio is head men's golf coach Mike Dirks. Coach, I'm sure you come here with no complaints. 2 tournaments, 2 wins last week. How were you pleased by your team's play?
I tell you what, we are getting better and better in each week. To win our home event is tough because winning at home is hard, no matter where you're at. And to follow that up again the end of the week at El Paso and keep our good play going. I tell our kids, great golfers can play well more than 1 week at a time and more than 1 tournament at a time. Mm-hmm. And to do that and come out and shoot 46 under par and make that happen is just special stuff.
Isaac Mary, a Las Cruces native, finished tied for 3rd in El Paso. What was really working for him?
He had a lot of confidence. He redshirted at UTEP last year and came over here, and he said he loved the golf course. He just had a lot of confidence. In golf, you have some confidence. You have a chance to shoot low, and he believed in what he was going to do. And he knew the golf course, he knew where to hit it, and he hit it there. He made it happen. He made some putts, and confidence is huge, and he had a lot of that last week.
Do you feel like last week was one of the better weeks your team has had since you've been at New Mexico State?
I think it was the lowest we've ever shot. I mean, we shot 46 under par. I never saw that coming because we missed a lot of putts. We did a lot of great things, but man, I tell you what, they were all around the hole. They had a chance to do even better, but to compete and come down the stretch, it was still really close. I mean, won by a shot. And to pull out shots at the end, that's what was impressive.
Your team was leading after day 2 as well. You finished off the tournament strong. How tough is it to finish off a tournament?
It's hard because I tell the guys, practice is one thing. You go play for fun is another. Yeah. Tournament golf is harder, and then to finish a tournament, that's where you find out what you got with a team. You have some fight because everybody goes through adversity. You go through the ups and downs around a golf. You make a putt, you miss one. How do you handle those things? And our kids, the last round yesterday, struggled early. Through 9 holes, we were even par, and I saw we were losing by 5 or 6, but they hung in there, and I think that's the mark of a good team is to hang in there and don't get down, and we didn't do that.
Your team had a really good season last year. Mm-hmm. Off to a great start this year. How good can this team be? Can you be better than last year's team, you feel like?
I think so. I think we're a little deeper. Mm-hmm. I think we've got guys that can push each other in the lineup. When you have that, I mean, everybody has to keep working. There's no complacency on your team. I think we have a good chance. I mean, the kids are excited. We're ranked 43rd, not counting the win yesterday. So we have a chance to be in the top 30 in the country or in the top 30. So I think they have goals. They want to see themselves at the conference championship and win. They want regionals, and they want to taste what the NCAA is like too.
Are there still some areas you want your team to improve on as a whole?
I think we've got to become better from 100 yards in. That's where you score. You've got to hit our wedges closer. We've got to do a little bit better there because we've got the length. I think it's just course management, handling those things a little bit better. I think our scores will go down even more, and I think that's what's going to make us a lot better team.
The Aggie men's golf team returns to action in late January when they head to Arizona for the Arizona Intercollegiate Tournament. Coach, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
When we return, we'll be joined by head women's basketball coach Trakh. Coach will break down the upcoming season for his team. So don't go anywhere. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. Basketball season is almost upon us, and your Aggie women's basketball team is preparing for their first game on November 14th against rival UTEP. The Aggies will start the season with 3 road games before beginning home play on November 28th. Here with me now in studio is head women's basketball coach Trakh. Coach, practice is underway. How's it gone so far?
It's looking good. The kids are working hard. They're intense. They're getting after it. We're going over a lot of defensive schemes right now, and we weren't a very good defensive team last year, so we're really putting an emphasis on that, and the kids are really buying in.
Is that the biggest area you're trying to improve on this year, defense?
Yeah, I mean, my first year here, we couldn't score, but we were the top defensive team in the conference. Those kids really worked hard. Last year we could put points on the board, but we had a hard time stopping people. So it's really got to be a point of emphasis, as far as just containing the ball, getting off on the weak side, defending screen and roll down screens. But the kids were all freshmen and sophomores last year. They've got another year of experience under their belts right now, and we should be a lot better in that area.
What are the goals and expectations for your teams this year?
Well, you always want to, finish in the top 3 in conference, get to the finals of the WAC tournament. We're still going to be young. We still don't have a senior on the team. We're all, juniors, freshmen, sophomores. But I think we're headed in the right direction. We've got 3 kids coming in next year that are really good. We'll be 6'4", 6'3" coming in next year, and we'll address an area that we need. But I think we can be very competitive this year. We've got some strong guards. We got some strong point guards, and we got some really versatile stretch fours.
You relied heavily on that freshman class last year, so they played a lot. How much did that experience help them going into this year?
Oh, immensely, because they came in with a better attitude and a better understanding of what the college game's about. I mean, they came in as freshmen, and since we had no seniors or juniors, they all had to play right away, and they're thinking it's an extension of AAU ball or high school ball. Wow, you know, and not understanding that this is a very unique situation. We're building, you get a chance to play. So I don't think they really understood. You know, we told them how intense it was, and you know, we played that first game against UTEP last year, and then they opened their eyes. They said, man, coach wasn't kidding. You know, they thought I was trying to scare them, you know, at the level. So they understand now. They understand how hard you have to play, how fast the game is at this level as compared to the high school level. So I think they've adjusted now, and they're really, really focused on what they have to do.
The New Mexico State women's basketball team will kick off their season November 14th when they take on rival UTEP in El Paso. Coach, we appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
To be part of the excitement, call the Aggie ticket office at 575-646-1420. You can also get your tickets online at nmstatesports.com or ticketmaster.com. If you missed any part of today's show, you can check us out on YouTube, and be sure to stay up to speed on social media by liking New Mexico State Athletics on Facebook and following us on Twitter. That will do it for this week's installment of New Mexico State Sports Weekly. I'm Adam Young saying thank you for watching, and go Aggies.